What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and unfortunately, I have to report what are not great news. Luis Severino will start the 2023 season on the injured list. He had a low-grade lat strain. This is all from Aaron Boone, so it's no speculating or anything like that. He said directly it'll be about 5 to 7 days of no throwing, which, obviously, that isn't a worst-case scenario. I'm not going to sit here and tell you if the Yankee season's over because they don't have Luis Severino for about 2 to 3 weeks of the regular season. But this certainly isn't ideal. You got to wait and see what the setbacks look like if there are any. If there aren't, you could imagine you'd see him, if it's 5 to 7 days of no throwing, you imagine it's about a week or two of throwing and building yourself back up. If that's 3 weeks, you'll probably miss Severino for about 2 or 3 starts, and you'll get him back then. Rodon should be back sometime, early May, late April, but if everything goes well on that front, with both Severino and Rodon, you shouldn't miss those two for too long. A lot of people are reporting on this as if the Yankees are going to be without Rodon and Severino for a very long time. A lot of those people reporting that are not people who are directly plugged in with the Yankees. There's not really much indication for us to believe that these guys are going to be out long term. It's obviously, it's not good, right? This is suboptimal. Luis Severino has an injury history. You expect that if he has one injury that, another one will pop up or something else will come in. He had a rough spring. I don't think that's because of the injury. He experienced lat tightness after his last spring training start. And funny enough, it was his best spring training start. So the one he had the most success in was the one he probably got hurt in. It's really baseball is a weird sport. Baseball is a dumb sport sometimes, and this is just a really like not a great injury. In terms of severity, it's not like end of the world, but it's just not great on paper, especially considering the Yankees have this is their third injury to the projected rotation. I will say I'll be the first one to sit here and say that the Yankees have the depth to probably survive about 2 or 3 weeks without Severino. You have Johnny Brito, who's probably going to be the 5 starter now. He's someone who put up a 2.96 ERA across AA and AAA last year. He's someone who you look at and, he's not going to blow you away with elite level stuff. He's got great velocity, but the movement isn't elite. But he can certainly get the job done. You also have the bullpen to kind of string together some outings after Brito comes out of the game, and kind of supplement that with either Matt Crook or, Michael King or, Ron Marinaccio or Jimmy Cordero, guys who can throw multiple innings. It's something that you can control for a very short period of time. If this was a full season thing, I don't think that would be sustainable. But in a short spurt, it's definitely something you can sustain and control. Could they trade for a starter? Absolutely. I kind of think they should. I love Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber Torres is awesome, but, if you want to clear up your infield logjam, you could probably end up with a starting pitcher that you can, have slotted in there until Severino and Rodon come back, and then when those two do return, you can move Herman and Schmidt to the bullpen. You have guys in the back end of that bullpen like Crook and Abreu, who you imagine are either A, not experienced enough to stay up the full year, or B, have a minor league option like like Matt Crook does. And you have two guys there that suddenly, your depth looks a lot better. I don't know who that could be. I've been saying Braxton Garrett from the Miami Marlins because he's most likely to be optioned prior to opening day, and he had a pretty good year last year. But we'll have to wait and see on that front. I really don't know how the Yankees are going to handle this situation. I don't know how the Yankees are going to, manage this. They're going to be able to do it successfully, in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see for the season start. This is an injury that you certainly don't want to see happen. And especially for Luis Severino, who's entering free agency at the end of this year, this certainly dampens your willingness to give him a contract because you want to rely on guys who are going to be there and make their starts. And no longer can you feel confident that Severino is going to do that. It's 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 now, where he'll have missed time in all of those seasons. So at this point, he has the injury prone label. It's a warranted label for him. You expect him to still be able to have a big year if he comes back healthy, but that's if he comes back healthy, which you can't guarantee. But with that being said, at the end of the day, the Yankees have the depth to sustain this for a short period of time. You hope it's just a short-term thing. That's what it's being reported as. But end of the day, with that being said, I don't really know how the Yankees are going to handle this, right? I don't know if they're going to go internally or trade. Whatever route they take is probably going to be one that, makes the most sense. They're not going to overpay for a start on the trade market right now. If they feel like the Rodon and Severino things are short term, which on paper they are, there's really no reason to. But they're going to have to make some sort of decision here. They're going to have to make some sort of, choice and figure things out. Do I think Johnny Brito is someone that you can rely on? No, but is he someone who can definitely surprise some people? Absolutely. He's kind of been a world beater at every level he's, pitched at. He's never really been a highly touted prospect, and he's just kind of performed wherever. He's not a high strikeout guy either, so he doesn't flash at sexy arsenal or elite movement that you typically see for guys. You got like Randy Vasquez in there, or Will Warren, who, they've got elite level stuff, but that's not really Johnny Brito's game, but he's figured out a way to prevent runs, so, maybe the Yankees are enticed by that. He's a ground ball guy. That's something that should play well with this infield, but we'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for checking us out. We appreciate your guys' continued support. Let us know about what you guys think about a Severino injury. Do you think it's going to be a long-term thing? What would you do? Are you going to go internally? Is it Brito? Is it maybe a Davy Garcia? Maybe it's Randy Vasquez. Who knows? I think the favorite's probably Johnny Brito. Do you guys want to make a trade? If so, who you're trading? What are you looking at for a trade target? But again, thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications to know when we have new videos. We've got you guys with news, highlights, post-game recaps, daily podcasts, and prospect reports as well. But with that being said, I'm Ryan Garcia. You guys can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.